Hi everybody, welcome to Good Sports Performance. Dr. Tim Baghurst here, and I wanted to share with you some more of this book. Helen Hull Jacobs wrote a book on tennis. Not exactly the most attractive book you'll ever see, but she's got a lot of great content in there. And today she's talking about the difference between singles and doubles and how to find your partner and play effectively in doubles. Here's a picture of her. She was a pro tennis player back in the 1930s, won 9 majors, and very successful. And here's what she had to say about playing with a partner. The essence of good doubles is in good partnership, and good partnership implies the understanding of each other's games, a fair estimation of each other's weakness and strength, whether they be mechanical or physical. I put this in bold, a willingness to submerge oneself as an individual player to the common good of the team, and a coordination of movement and of play. And I put that in bold because sometimes with doubles you'll see players who don't get on. Maybe people just choose the best player available and they go play, but they don't work very effectively as a team. And so it's important to understand that you have to put the needs of the team above your own. And so regardless of what your stats look like, the important part is playing well together. This also has a relationship, I think, to who's the team captain. And I'm not just referring to a soccer team where we might have a team captain, but I think there should be team captains in smaller sports. And she talks about it in her book in tennis, but I think as well we make the assumption sometimes that this is who our team captain needs to be. And it doesn't necessarily have to be that way. We often just assume the best player should be the captain, and I think that's a huge mistake because there are plenty of people who have been very successful leaders and captains who have not been that kind of person. Here's Bill Gates as an example. So Jacobs continues and she says this: in choosing a partner for yourself, find one whose game complements your own. If you are weaker on one stroke than another, find a partner who is strong on your weakness. If you know that you lack great power, try to find it in your partner. And above all, choose a partner with whom you're temperamentally compatible. That's actually pretty important. Practice together to make your games dovetail. Try to foresee every contingency that might arise in a doubles match and plan accordingly how you can meet it and still preserve your teamwork, your effectiveness as a unit. When you're playing doubles, you are no longer playing an individual game. You're playing both for yourself and your partner. And harmonious and generous attitude is just as imperative as synchronization of tactics. Note here, she's talking again about working together, putting yourself beneath the importance of the team. As well, she mentions the value in considering your tactics prior to the match, talking about what you're good at, what you're not good at, talking about what you should do in certain situations in the match. Again, I talked about that in one of my earlier vlogs, and she wrote a lot on the differences between tactics and strategies, so you can go back and watch that. And I want to finish by looking at this pair, the Bryan brothers. You may not be familiar with them. They're the most winningest doubles pair in tennis history. They've been number one, I think, for almost 9 years, if you can believe that, which is just crazy. And they're successful not because they're great singles players. They have played singles, but one might say very unsuccessfully compared to what they've achieved in doubles. And so there's a recognition there that don't always just focus on, well, I'm a great player and I'm going to find another great player and we're going to be a great doubles team. That's really not going to work as well as if you actually consider your strengths and your weaknesses and you find a partner who complements your own. Above all, I think, though, is more the relationship that you have, working together on the court rather than against each other. How you interact on the court and are positive, encouraging each other is crucial to be successful. So that's all I have for today. My information is on my website. Feel free to contact me with any comments or questions. Sharing of these vlogs is much appreciated. And so until next time, thanks for watching.